gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here for another evening of wild racing action here from Limaland Motorsports Park as the Montana iRacing League UMP Modifieds are ready to rock and roll here. As the field is almost ready to rock and roll, practice coming to a close, and that means heat race number 1 about to get underway. No qualifying, random heat races, and that's going to make things very, very interesting. Drivers going to have to try to work themselves up through the field here, looking to try to put themselves in a good position to try to pick up a checkered flag here this evening in what could be a very wild evening at the racetrack Limaland. A very wide corner racetrack, but things get very tight coming off the corners, and we can see a lot of elbows up racing out there on the racetrack. A lot of beating and banging, a lot of rubbing and scrubbing out there for these drivers to duke it out and battle all evening long here from the beautiful Limaland Motorsports Park. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here in this one. Things are about to get interesting. Things are about to get very, very fun here tonight. Oh, this is going to be a good time, chat. This is going to be a great time. We're in for a treat here this evening. We're in for some wild racing action, and I'm totally for it. I'm totally for it. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm excited to see these drivers back out on the racetrack and what they can do for us again here this weekend as we'll get them all lined up and ready to rock and roll here for heat race number 1 in just a few more moments. Things are going to get very fun. Yo, Casey Duran, my boy Casey coming in, showing the love with that heart reaction. How are you, Casey? Casey coming in, showing the love here right out of the gate with that heart there. My boy Kelly Blix coming in as well. Kelly coming in, some mashing that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Kelly? Kelly coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. Appreciate you, Kelly, coming in, showing the love. Let's get it, chat. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. These UMP Modifieds always put on a show in the Montana iRacing League. These guys always make things very, very interesting out there on the racetrack. Is my boy Austin Wormuth coming in, showing the love. Austin says, go Dalton Stevenson. Cheering on Dalton out there on the racetrack. Is Carol Brooks coming in, showing the love as well with the like on this stream, coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to set these drivers loose here in just a few more moments as practice coming to a close here, coming to an end in a quick hurry, and that means things are going to get very, very interesting here in a quick hurry this evening. Michael Daggle coming in. Michael Daggle coming in, showing the love, the like on the stream as well. Russell Wolf coming in with that heart reaction. How are you, Russell? How are you, Michael? Coming in, showing the love here as Carol Brooks cheering on. Joseph Brooks here this evening says, go Joseph Brooks here on the evening. And my boy Dalton Stevenson up in the chat as well, dropping that like on the stream. Vernon Hill Jr. coming in with that like as well. How are you, Vernon? How are you, Dalton? As we're going to get ready here. Heat race number 1 about to get underway as these drivers get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. They get lined up behind our official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set them loose here in heat race number 1. And it looks like the 32 ride of Pacer Pop Pam paying the pill draw lady down pit side here the most this evening as the 32 machine, the Pacer Signs and Designs ride, going to start here on that pole position to his outside. In the 62 ride, that is Dylan Stevenson. Starting in position number 2, it's another Pop Pam. There is PJ Pop Pam in the Flawless Auto Bodies number 2 machine. There in position number 3 to his outside in the Double Zero. That is Riley Wolf there in position number 4. Starting in position number 5 in the Dirty South Speed Shop, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Speed Ranch number 5H. That is Chris Hill into his outside. In the 3D Racing, House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports, number 77, that is Warren Samoy. As we get ready to rock and roll here, heat race number 1, going to be set loose as our pace truck makes that hard left-hand turn down pit side. Pacer, Paul Pam, Dylan Stevenson, 1 and 2. Down out at quarter number 4 as the Bike Motorsports ride brings it to a slow pace there. Down out at quarter number 4, and we are green flag racing it quickly. 3 wide here in the front of the field, then things get very tight in a quick hurry. Washing over these corners as here comes the 2 ride as the 32 struggling a little bit there through 3 and 4 as PJ Popham gonna jump up and take that race lead away. Chris Hill trying to work himself up into the front here. He got very tight off of corner number 2, and that's gonna open up the door here for Warren Samoy to go from the rear of the field up into position number 2, and Samoy working himself to the front of the pack. PJ Popham, though, out in front, consuming this lead as Warren Samoy there in second. Chris Hill hanging on to position number 3. Riley Wolf back there in position number 4, looking for more. Getting a little wide and fancy right there as the rear end almost stepped out and around on that 00 ride. The 62 with Dylan Stevenson right there behind him, trying to figure out a way to jump up and try to get around that 00 machine as Pacer Popham going from hero to 0 here in this one, going from the pole position back to position number 6 here in heat race number 1. As PJ Popham out in front, continuing to lead the way. Warren Samoy right there in position number 2 with Chris Hill there in position number 3, trying to track them down. Hill showed a lot of speed early on in this race, working himself up there. Unfortunately, got very tight. Him and Dylan Stevenson almost got up into the outside wall together. Unfortunately, they both slipped back ever so slightly here, and Warren Samoy was the benefactor, jumping up into position number 2. It's Samoy right there trying to track down our race leader as the Pacer Signs and Designs Flawless Auto Body number 2 ride of PJ Popham down across the line, gonna click off another lap here in heat race number 1 as he's got about 2 car lengths between himself and Warren Samoy. Samoy trying to track him down in that 3D Racing number 77 as we see the white flag fly one more time around here in heat race number 1, down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's all PJ Popham here in this one as PJ picking up the win in heat race number 1. Warren Samoy, Chris Hill, Riley Wolf, Dylan Stevenson, and Pacer Popham rounding out the field there in our first heat race of the evening. Kelly Blake's coming in, says go Riley and Carol Brooks. Carol coming in, setting it off. Carol coming in, showing the big love here in this one. First time star sender coming in with the 99-star donation. Let's freaking go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's get a hashtag Brooks up in the chat here for Carol Brooks coming in with a big dono to get things fired off here on the weekend. My boy Brian Wax says, I'm in the admin room. Let's go, Brian. Brian up in the admin room making all the difficult calls here as this chair continues to slide downwards on me. I feel like it's getting a little less and less consistent there for me, but we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Here's heat race in number 2 on the racetrack. Patches Be Fast going to start here in that pole position with Casey Durant there in position number 2. Luke Zampich there in that 3rd position with Caden back to his outside in the 50 ride. Starting in position number 5, the 79 ride, that is Dalton Stevenson, and bringing up the rear of the field in the MNB race bodies, it's the Lemire Racing ride, the 185, it is Zane Lemire. Is down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We're going to go back to green flag racing as heat race number 2 underway. Already some contact as the 33 ride going for almost a loop-de-loop there. And on the front straightaway, he's able to catch it, but unfortunately still struggling there with that 33 ride as he's trying to hold on to it. But out in front, Patches Be Fast. Casey Durant putting on a great battle as Casey Durant down low, going to slide up in front of the 85 ride. Patches Be Fast back to position number 2 as out in front, Casey Durant leading the way as Be Fast right there in position number 2. Zane Lemire trying to work the outside groove here, unfortunately got up into the outside wall. He's going to get into it again and go for a loop-de-loop here. No caution flag. He's going to get her pointed back in the right direction and keep on rolling there as he went for a little bit of a ride down there on the back straightaway. Dalton Stevenson going to jump up into position number 3 now as the 79 ride. After having that little bit of contact on the opening start with the 33, has been able to work himself up into that 3rd position, trying to track down Patches Be Fast out there on the racetrack. Caden back right there in position number 4 in looking for more as the 50 Ryan just sitting there holding a pretty wheel, trying to keep that car from going around and keeping it out of trouble. Here in heat race number 2 is the 185 going to get up into the outside wall here again. Some pretty heavy contact here for that 185. He kind of can't get the car to turn left here. Some pretty heavy damages. There goes Luke Zampich down underneath of him here. They're going to make some more contact as 185 just keeps pushing up the racetrack here. A lot of heavy damage. Now the 33 into the infield tractor tire there in corner number 1 as these guys put on a bit of a battle back here at the rear of the field. They're going to keep on rolling, but looks like the 33 is going to take his ride down pit side here. So a tough break for Luke Zampich is out in front. Casey Duran continuing to lead the way here. Casey out in front in the 43 C machine is Dalton Stevenson trying to track him down. They're in position number 2. Patches be fast. They're in third with Caden back. Insane Lemire bringing up our top 5. Luke Zampich down pit side as we see the white flag fly. One more time around here in heat race. Number 2 is down through corner number 3 now to corner number 4. A good drive off 4, and it's all Casey Duran here in heat race number 2 on the evening. Dalton Stevenson, Patches be fast, Caden back, Zane Lemire, and Luke Zampich bringing up the rear of the field. Joseph Brooks says the broadcast is way behind. You're just starting that race. Is almost over. Yeah, the stream sometimes is more delayed than what everyone else's are, but it's got to be pretty close. I have no idea. I don't know what it's at or how far back it is. It's pretty close. You might just have to refresh it, possibly. YouTube's like right on cue. It's probably about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. It's pretty close. But we always have that in there. Kelly Blix, the man. Kelly Blix is the man. Is my boy Joseph Brooks coming in, being the man right here with the 180-star dono. Joe coming in, showing the big love here in this one as well. Let's go, Joe, coming in, showing the big love here with the 180-star dono. Luke Zampich with that share. Brian Wax coming in with the like on the stream. Landon Imhoff coming in with that heart reaction, coming in, showing the love here in this one as Anthony Garf coming in with that like and the share as well. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here for heat race number 3. It's like right on the dot. Don't let Slow Joe be pulling your leg. Yeah, I won't let him. I won't let him pull my leg too much. And starting on the pole, the 86, that's Patrick Lemire, Vernon Hill, and the JR1 Motorsports ride to his outside. Joseph Brooks, Joey Bryce, and Maurice Meyer bringing up the rear of the field here in heat race number 3. A bit of a stacked field here. These UMP Modifieds, a lot of feature wins here between those 5 drivers here in the UMP Modifieds and in the Montana iRacing League. As quickly, Patrick Lemire out in front is a little contact back there behind him. Joseph Brooks getting into it there with Joey Price. Then Brooks gets into the 57 rider, Maurice Meyer. Meyer trying to work back underneath the Bike Motorsports number 54 of Joseph Brooks here. As Brooks back in position number 4 and looking for more. As out in front, it's the BBI machine. That is the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire out in front, continuing to lead the way with Vernon Hill right there in position number 2. It's the 5.6 Graphics JR1 number 1 machine. They're in position number 2, trying to track down our race leader. You see Joey Price back there in position number 3 in the 37. As Price trying to hunt down our top 2, you see Joseph Brooks and Maurice Meyer still back here quite a ways, trying to catch up to our top 3 here. Fortunately, they got a lot of ground to make up and not a lot of time to do it. Here in these heat races, Patrick Lemire out in front, continuing to lead the way. The 86 ride hooked up here this evening at Limaland Motorsports Park for heat race number 3 of the Montana iRacing League. Race number 1 of 4 this weekend. Race number 1 of 2 here this evening, as we'll see the Dirt Street Stocks right back here this evening after our main feature event here with these UMP Modifieds. We will see those Dirt Street Stocks out there on the racetrack. So things are going to be looking very, very feisty here all evening long from Limaland Motorsports Park as the Montana iRacing League makes their swing through this beautiful racetrack, and they look to put on a show here each and every one of those races. As Lemire out in front, continuing to try to pull away here from Vernon Hill. He's going to see that white flag fly, so only one more time around here for number 86 of Patrick Lemire. Lemire down the back straightaway into corner number 3, nice and easy, out of corner number 4 with a big lead, 1.929 seconds Patrick Lemire going to pick up heat race win number 3. Vernon Hill, Joey Bryce, Joseph Brooks, and Maurice Meyer bringing up the rear of the field there in heat race number 3. And that is going to set our stage here for the A main feature event as these drivers going to jump out onto the racetrack for a little bit of a warm-up session. They're going to jump out there onto the racetrack. They're going to make sure their cars are absolutely perfect. They're going to make sure that they have the setups in. The setup's perfect out there on the racetrack, and they're going to get a little bit of testing and tuning here, and they're also going to work this racetrack in quite a bit. So we're going to see this racetrack go from a very, middle to bottom side dominant racetrack. We're going to see it get pushed higher and higher and higher towards that outside wall, and it could become a very, very slick and very fast racetrack in a quick hurry if we see these drivers start to run that outside lane, and then things are going to get very interesting if they get up into that outside wall, because you can tear up a lot of equipment in a quick hurry if you get into that wall a little bit too much. We saw Zane Lemire get into that outside wall a couple of times and absolutely destroyed the whole right-hand side of the 185 ride, and trust me, you don't want to be up in that wall. It's a dangerous game up there on the high side of the racetrack, but it's sometimes the fastest way to get around the racetrack, and we're going to see these drivers move around the racetrack trying to slide up and down, and we're going to see probably some pretty crazy slide jobs and some crazy 2 and 3 wide battles here this evening for another night of wild action in the Montana iRacing League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, as we get ready to set these drivers loose in just a few more moments. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh my, we're already seeing some carnage out there on the racetrack. Some of them having a little bit of fun out there in these UMP modifieds, beating and banging, and maybe trying to take out some aggression here before the A main feature event gets underway. Maybe not a bad idea. Trying to get all the bumps and bruises out of the way here in the practice session, and not during the feature event, as my boy Michael Dago coming in showing the love. Nick out coming in, showing the big love here with the 100-star dono. Michael, my boy, coming in, setting it off here in this one. I appreciate you, my boy, coming in, showing the love here in this one as well, dropping the 100-star dono here this evening. Oh, brother, I appreciate you. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate you, my dude, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Man, some great racing action ahead of us here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't go anywhere, as we're going to be right back here with our A main feature event in just a few more moments. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Aaron Smith coming in with that like on the stream. How are you, AA Ron? Aaron coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, my dude? Coming in, smashing that thumbs up. How are you, brother? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having yourself a wild evening. You're an amazing Friday night. coming in, showing the love, coming in, dropping that share, and coming in with that like on the stream. How are you, Karina? How are you doing this evening? Coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Don Martina Christensen coming in, showing the love. Says, let's go, Luke. Cheered on Luke here this evening, looking for a big run. That'll Luke the Sandwich here tonight in this amazing, amazing race. We're going to get ready for our A-Main feature event in just a few more moments. So don't go anywhere, as you don't want to miss any of the racing action here this evening. Yo, Cheryl Calloway coming in, showing the love. Cheryl coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Drop that like on the stream as well. Cheryl, how are you doing this evening? Hope you're having yourself a wonderful Friday night, Cheryl, and hope you're ready for some amazing racing action here in this one. Mr. Stevenson coming in, showing the love. What's good, Dylan? Dylan coming in, dropping that like on the stream as well. How are you, brother? Dylan coming in, showing the big love here in this one as well. As warm-up coming to a close here in just a few more moments. Our A-Main feature event right around the corner. about to get underway here in just a few more moments as these drivers get ready to rock and roll for our main event here this evening as warm-up coming to a close. You can see this racetrack continue to get slicker and slicker, and things are going to get very, very interesting as we get ready for our first green flag of the evening here in our A main feature event. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get ready here with our starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the 2 machine is the Flawless Auto Body. Pacer, Signs and Designs, and number 2 ride, that is PJ Popham. To his outside in the Rocky Mountain, number 43C, that is Casey Duran. Starting in position number 3 in the BBI, number 86 ride, it is the Auto Works Repair and More machine of Patrick Lemire. To his outside in position number 4 in the 3D Racing, Westside Signs and Designs, House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports, and number 77, that is Warren Samoy. Starting in position at number 5 in the 79 ride, that is Dalton Stevenson, into his outside in the 5.6 Graphics JR1 Motorsports machine, it is the 1H of Vernon Hill. Starting in position number 7 in the 5H is the Speed Ranch Cocky Floyd Consulting ride, that is Chris Hildays. Outside, the 85 of Patches Be Fast. Joey Price, Riley Wolf, Joseph Brooks, Caden Back, Zane Lemire, Dylan Stevenson, Pete Pacer Popham, Reese Meyer, and Luke Zampich bringing up the rear of the field is out at corner number 4. We're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from Limaland Motorsports Park as we see the caution flag come out instantly here in this one. I don't even think the pace truck had time to put it in park as Chris Hill, unfortunately, going to go around here on this opening lap as down through corner number 3 and 4. He gets onto the loud pedal here. It's checked up a little bit, but just loses the handle of it. Kind of gets woed up there, trying to get her back going in the right direction in the 37 ride. Going to give him a shot in the back bumper and spin him around right there, and that will bring out our first caution flag of the evening in a quick hurry here as Chris Hill just trying to hang on to this ride. You're going to see him get a little onto the gas pedal, then having to check up ever so slightly for the 79. You can see him just get a weird entry or exit there of corner number 4 as he's starting to wash up the racetrack. He stabs the throttle, which just kicks the rear end out and around, and then he's just spinning those rear tires in that loss of momentum. The 37 ride not prepared for that, gets into his back bumper, jacks him up, and spins the 5 ride around in a tough start to the evening here for that number 5H. As we'll get them all stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing, as we do see, unfortunately for Chris Hill, back there at the rear of the field here. So a tough break there to start the evening for Chris Hill as he's now back deep in the pack. He's going to have to try to work himself back up through the field. Is down out at corner number 3 and 4. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as the green flag coming back out this time out at corner number 4 as we are back to green flag racing here in this one as quickly PJ Popham back onto the loud pedal, more beating and banging back there behind him is everyone jostling for position, trying to work themselves forward. More contact to the front of the field. We got a parking lot here in corner number 4, and a bunch of drivers tied up right there. Warren Samoy down through the pit lane here. We saw Patrick Lemire turned around there in the 86 ride, and caution flag number 2 going to come out quickly here in this one as tight racing action all around the racetrack. And unfortunately, things get very tight here at the front of the field. The 79 ride of Dalton Stevenson trying to work down low here as Casey Duran and the 86 come together on the outside, and then Warren Samoy sends it in there and just he gets into the 86 ride, just washes over his nose there ever so slightly, and then looks like a little neck code into the side of the 79 right there, and Fortunately, the 79 ride going to go around. Warren Samoy nowhere to go as you see Vernon Hale just try to squeeze himself through there. The 37 gets into the back end of the 86 of Patrick Lemire, which spins him around as Samoy right up on top of that 79 machine there as everyone just trying to scatter and get around there, trying to avoid any major contact as the 85 ride of Patches Be Fast gets hard into the side of Warren Samoy right there. We'll jump right on board here with the 79 ride, though. See what he sees from the cockpit as he had a great look at this one as that 77 ride got parked right on top of him there as we'll jump right into the cockpit here with Dalton Stevenson in the 79 ride as he's trying to work down low here, looking into corner number 3 to take position number 2, and then the contact behind him, and he's just going to go for a loop-de-loop and then just trying to hang on to it, and there's Warren Samoy driving right over top of him there. A bunch of damage, a bunch of tore up race cars as we're going back to green flag racing as quickly the green flag back out into the air here at Limaland Motorsports Park. PJ Popham doing exactly what he needs to do, and that's keeping that 2 ride out in front as more contacts. I believe that's Luke Sampage going for a little bit of a loop-de-loop there in corner number 4. 3 and 4 there, and unfortunately him and Zane Lemire look like they get tied together here, and caution flag number 3 going to come out just like that as everyone trying to work themselves through the traffic towards the front of the field, and 33 right there. Unfortunately, Zane Lemire gets in there a little bit. Heber gets underneath the 33 ride as they make contact. Round goes at 33, and that will bring the caution flag back out. Yo, Steve Cherry coming in, showing the love. What's good, Steve? Steve coming in, smash that like and the share. Bobby coming in, showing the love as well. Bobby Leroy coming in, showing the love with that like on the stream, as well as Don Martina says, come on, Chris H. and Joey P. Come on, come on, come on. He says, come on. As we'll get them ready to rock and roll and go back to green flag racing as my boy Rusty Martin comes in, says, what's up, Aaron? Ready to watch another night of racing brought to you by the best to do it, PeaceMaker Gaming. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Rusty, I appreciate you, my boy, coming in showing the big love here in this one. Huge shout out as well to my boy Rusty coming in as a brand new member over there on YouTube, and my boy Charles Barnes coming in with a brand new membership over there on YouTube as well. If you guys want to become a member over there on the YouTube channel, make sure you guys jump over there, hit the join button and become a brand new member, or hit that subscribe button over on Twitch and Facebook as we get ready to rock and roll here. As my boy Rich Murtaugh, Mr. Murtaugh coming in with the big bomb here in this one with the 1,000-star dono. Absolutely insane as we are back to green flag racing here from Limaland Motorsports Park is out in front. PJ Popham just doing what PJ Popham needs to do. Keeps hitting these restarts perfectly, keeping all the carnage, all the chaos back there behind him as he's looking to just leave these drivers back there in his dust as they duke it out for position number 2. The 79 rider Dalton Stevenson right now in that second spot, but he's got the 1H of Vernon Hill and Casey Duran right there on him as he'll try to work himself up inside the top 3, looking to try to jump into the middle here. Now looking for a good run around the 43C of Casey Duran for position number 3. Joey Price right there in position number 5 with Dylan Stevenson now up into 6. Joseph Brooks working the inside lane down in the 7th position as Chris Hill coming up behind him as Hill trying to work himself back up towards the top 5 here in the 5H machine. Maurice Meyer, Patrick Lemire rounding out our top 10 as Warren Samoy, Riley Wolf duking it out back there in the 11th and 12th position as we are going to see the caution flag fly here once again. Caution flag going to come back out as it looks like Patches Be Fast having some issues here in the 85 ride as Patches already with some pretty heavy damage on this 85 machine right in front of our race leaders. Sends it into corner number 1 here. You see some sparks flying underneath that car. Obviously something broken in the suspension as he washes up into the pit or into the track entry up there in corner number 2, and unfortunately once he gets stopped there on the track, the caution flag is going to fly. So we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. It's PJ Popham continuing to lead the way. My boy Rich Murtaugh again coming in with the 1,000-star dono coming in, setting it off here with the big bomb here in this one. Let's get a hashtag Rich up in the chat here. Let's get a little Rich up in the chat as my boy Murtaugh coming in, showing the big in love here in this one, coming in not only with the 1,000-star dono, the massive dono here on the evening, becoming the top D of the day. He comes in with the like and the share on the broadcast as well. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, my boy. I appreciate you, Rich, coming in, showing the big love again here in this one as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and back to green flag racing. Quick caution flags, quick turnarounds here from Limaland Motorsports Park. Is this a very, very small racetrack and they can click these laps off in a quick career as PJ Popham out in front, continue to just lead the way, continue to keep these drivers back there at bay. But here comes the 79 rider, Dalton Stevenson. Is Stevenson right there in position number 2, trying to track down the number 2 ride out in front as Vernon Hill now up into 3rd as he's worked himself around the 43 C of Casey Durant. Durant trying to battle back strong here on the bottom side of the racetrack as he's just trying to stay true. Down low as that high side lane starting to come in, become faster and faster and faster here as you see Joey Price trying to roll that outside lane. The 54 rider Joseph Brooks right up there against the outside wall looking for some big runs. He's worked himself up into position number 6, up 6 spots on the racetrack right now. Tied with the hard charger here with the driver right behind him. That's 62 with Dylan Stevenson in position number 7, also up 6 positions on the racetrack. And Maurice Meyer also up 6 spots on the racetrack back there in the 9th spot. Patrick Lemire trying to work himself back to the front of the field here. So isn't Warren Samoy as they're right there in the 10th and 11th position. Riley Wolf, Luke Zampich, Pacer Popham back there in 14th with Zane Lemire. Caden back and Patches be fast. Back out there on the racetrack as well in the 85 ride as the caution flag is going to fly here. Patrick Lemire turned around here, pointing the wrong direction. In the other Lemire, Zane going to get a piece of him right there as he continues to roll backwards down through corner number 2. We'll take a look and see what happens here to the 86 ride. Chris Hill up into the outside fence there ever so slightly. Things get tight here off of corner number 4, and fortunately, as him and Chris Hill come together there, I don't think Warren Samoy was expecting them to make the contact and lose the momentum there. And unfortunately, Warren just going to drive in there, get a little bit too deep, and fortunately gets a big piece of the 86 ride. Helps him go around down here in quarter number 1 as there you go. See Samoy on the binders, almost spinning out himself there, trying to get that 77 car checked up before making the contact. Unfortunately, nothing he could do there, and nowhere he could go. Gets into the 86 and helps spin that 86 ride around at a tough break right there for Mr. Lemire as we'll get them all stacked back up, racked back up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here as single file restarts here, making things that much more interesting at the front of the field. As Russell Wolf says, was that Joseph Brooks winning again? Was that Joseph Brooks winning again? He hasn't won again yet. But Joe is looking very, very fresh. He is looking very fast out there on the racetrack in the 6th position. But it's Pacer, PJ Popham out in front. PJ Popham continuing to lead the way with Dalton Stevenson there in 2nd. Vernon Hill, Casey Durant, and Joey Price rounding out our top 5 as here comes Joseph Brooks right there in position number 6, trying to work him into position number 5 here in a quick hurry. Whining again. Oh, God. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think there's been much whining so far this evening. I think it's been pretty decent racing so far. A few caution flags, but nonetheless, just some good, hard fighting here at the front of the field as right there you see Vernon Hill trying to hold on to position number 3 is out in front. PJ Popham continuing to lead the way here as he's been the reflection of perfection all evening long with Dalton Stevenson back there in position number 2. Dalton's been looking very, very fast here, trying to hang right there with that 2 right. Hasn't been able to run him down, hasn't been able to stay right there with them, hasn't been able to try to show his hand to make a move here, but there's still a lot of racing action left to go as we're just halfway in and halfway to go here through this one. 20 laps left here in the bank, 19 this time by the start finish line, so still a lot of time for the 79 rider Dalton Stevenson to try to figure out a game plan to try to hunt down that 2 right of PJ Popham and make a move to try to get around him and try to take this win away from that 2 machine. Vernon Hill right there looking strong in third as Joey Price now up into position number 4 and looking for more here as he's looking underneath that 1H ride of Vernon Hill for position number 3. Then you see Joseph Brooks right there in position number 5 for Light Motorsports. 54 machine there in that 5th position. Casey Duran, Dylan Stevenson, Maurice Meyer, Chris Hill, and Warren Samoy rounding out our top 10. Riley Wolf back there in 11th with Luke Sampage. Patrick Lemire, Pacer Popham, Caden back, Zane Lemire, and Patches Be Fast bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. Some lap traffic starting to present itself here in front of our race leaders. They're about half a straightaway away from hitting some lap traffic, and that's going to make things very interesting here on who can work themselves through the traffic here quickly. If these drivers are going to give them room to drive around them here, or if these drivers are going to have to change their lines up a little bit here through the corners. It's going to be where they meet these lap down cars. Do they meet them through the middle of the corner on quarter entry or down the straightaways here, where things could get very interesting on how they enter the corner or how they exit the corner with lap traffic around them. So it's going to be interesting to see what the 2-ride of PJ Popham can do here, as he's got the 185 now right in front of him, getting slow on the racetrack. Is PJ right there looking down low as the 185 getting very loose there at a corner number 2, almost gets up into the outside wall. And that's how quickly things can happen right there. If he got into that wall, could have bounced down and took our race leader out. So dangerous times here for these front runners as they got to work themselves through some of the rear of the field here and try to work themselves through cleanly without contact and try not to get taken out here in this one. As PJ Popham continue to lead the way here in that 2-ride, as he's got 10 more laps left to go. 10 more laps here for PJ Popham to try to pick up the checkered flag here at Limaland Motorsports Park. 9 more, that time by the start-finish line. As Dalton Stevenson staying right there with him. Joey Price right there in third as Price gets a little contact there from the 185. It's the 185 ride, gave him a shot in the shorts there as St. Lemire unfortunately lapped down. Now it's Vernon Hill sitting there in position number 4 trying to hold off Joseph Brooks as Brooks back there in that 5th position trying to figure out a way to get around the 1H ride. And here he goes with the slide job down through 3 and 4. A beautiful crossover though out of Vernon Hill. Is Hill going to stay right there in contact? There it is. The 62 ride up into the outside wall, contact with lap traffic. Warren Samoy getting a heavy piece of that one as well. No caution flag on the racetrack, but heavy damage here for Dylan Stevenson. Somehow still keeping that car rolling out there on the racetrack as the 2-ride of PJ Popham within 9/10 of a second lead here. About 6 car lengths between himself and our second place driver, Dalton Stevenson. And Stevenson still trying to hunt him down as PJ Popham dealing with some more lap traffic. Now jumping down to the bottom side here in quarter number 3 and 4. He's going to run the bottom here in 1 and 2 again, but the caution flag is going to fly as the car parked there in the back straightaway. We will see that caution flag come out as it looks like Riley Wolf in the 00 ride having some issues on the racetrack. I'm not sure what happened. There you go. There's Riley Wolf right there in the 00 trying to work himself around the 77. Warren Samoy just loses the rear end there a little bit, getting very tight, noses it up into the outside fence, and then Zane Lemire comes in and T-bones him right there, and unfortunately that is enough for the caution flag to fly late in this one. As PJ Popham did not want to see that caution flag. As my boy Andy Faber coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Andy? Andy coming in, showing the love with the thumbs up here in this one as well. Carol Brooks says, come on, Joseph. Looking good out there for Mr. Brooks, currently in that 5th position, as this is going to tighten up our front of the field and things are going to get very interesting here in this one. Down through quarter number 3 and 4. Looks like we're going to get one more lap around here for these drivers as out in front. PJ Popham looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. Dalton Stevenson, Joey Price, Vernon Hill, and Joseph Brooks. And the rest of the field back there behind him looking to try to knock him off that top spot. It's our top 5 right there, ready to pounce, ready to try to work themselves up to the front of the field and into victory lane as Maurice Meyer there in 6th. Chris Hill, Casey Duran, Luke Sampich, and Warren Samoy rounding out our top 10 is out at corner number 4. We're going to go back to green flag racing. The green flag back out into the air here for PJ Popham as Popham looking for a big restart here. Down the back straightaway opens up a couple. Car lengths lead between himself and Dalton Stevenson. Is down the front straightaway across the line here. We're going to see the twin sticks from our flagman. 2 more laps left to go here in this one for the 2 ride of PJ Popham. Is out at corner number 4. He's going to see that white flag being displayed. The final lap around the racetrack here are the UMP Modifieds, as down the back straightaway for the final time into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The reflection of perfection is the new ride of PJ Popham, picking up the checkered flag here this evening from Limaland Motorsports Park in the Montana iRacing League. As he's going to park this UMP Modified up on the front straightaway, he's going to collect another checkered flag here on the season. What a run and what a drive for that 2 ride. But right there behind him, Dalton Stevenson in position number 2, and Joey Price coming home there in 3rd. Vernon Hill and Joseph Brooks rounding out our top 5 with Casey Durand, Maurice Meyer, Chris Hill, Luke Zampich, and Patrick Lemire rounding out the top 10 here in this one. But it's all the 2 ride of PJ Popham, as Popham gonna get it done and parks his ride up here in victory lane. What a run, what a drive for these drivers, man, and what a cruise out in front for that 2 ride as he had it on cruise control and drives her home, leading every single lap on the evening. The reflection of perfection, as we'll get ready to pull our race winner and our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interview. I'm not sure who Lego Venom is in the Discord, but we'll wait for everyone else to jump in there, as wait for PJ and the rest of the boys in there. Again, I am Lego Venom. Okay, you're Lego Venom. Okay, you gotta change that, brother. You gotta change that, Dalton. You gotta change that in Discord, my boy. At least put like brackets, exponents, or something. They won't let us. They won't let you. They won't let you change that name in Discord. That's wild. That's wild that they won't let you do that. It should be pretty easy. You did good, Luke. Yes, Luke did very, very good. Very good out there. Laugh my ass off. I know, right? I know. That's so weird. That's so weird. It will not let me have Warren change it for me. Okay. Yeah, you might have to have Warren try to change it or something. I don't know. That's an interesting one. That's for certain. We're going to get ready. We're going to pull our race winner, PJ Popham, up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. They got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Aaron.
PJ, my boy, the reflection of perfection here this evening for you in that 2 machine, as you were out in front on cruise control here, as you were able to lead every single lap and bring your ride here into victory lane. But it didn't come without some challenges out there on the racetrack. We obviously saw a few caution flags there where you really had to be on your A game and hit those restarts perfectly to keep the drivers back there behind you. But we saw you dealing with some lap traffic there as well, and trying to hit your marks, trying to change things up there, but trying to have to, work yourself through them. And obviously lap traffic can always be a little bit hairy, it can be a little bit scary, and obviously we saw you having to change your line there for a little bit, trying to get underneath the 85 of Patches Be Fast, and obviously with the 185 of Zane Lemire, just trying to not get into them, not really scare them out there on the racetrack, and trying to not get taken out here in the front of the field once again.
Yeah, the lap traffic, once you make a decision, you got to go with it, whether it's the right one or the wrong one. If you try to beat around them, that's usually when stuff happens. So when you see an opening, you just got to go. Reflection of perfection. I love hearing that, man. That was a good night for us. So hopefully that runs over into the street stocks here.
Absolutely, is our second race of the evening about to get underway here in just a little bit, man. But man, what a race and what a run here. A pretty clean race for the most part. We had 5, 6, maybe 7 caution flags out there on the racetrack, but all things considered, this night has been moving on in a quick career here. Probably one of the fastest races we've had with the Montana iRacing League, and obviously with you out in front, clicking the laps off, and quick concession here all evening long, keeping up a very quick pace and keeping all these drivers behind you. You got to feel pretty good knowing that you were able to keep 16 of the very best back there behind you all evening long, not even giving them a shot here this evening, as we didn't really see a single driver get to your inside or your outside trying to even make a pass on you tonight.
Yeah, the track once it slicks off, it's pretty even all the way around from bottom to top, so it didn't really matter where you ran. It was going to be, if I could get a jump on the restart, it was going to be pretty hard to, to make a run on me or get up to me. So, um, I went up and tried to start at the top on one of the restarts and almost spun myself out. So we said enough with that, and we started down at the bottom of the track for the rest of the race. So the restarts were super important. You hit those, and it was going to be pretty hard to get to me.
Absolutely, but you get it all done here in this one. It's a tough race back there behind him as you said it. This track kind of got to a stage where it was pretty even all around the racetrack. We saw, not really the lack of passing, but I mean, it got tougher and tougher and tougher for drivers to try to work themselves through the field and around traffic there all evening long with everyone running such close lap times there. It really came down to getting those good restarts, and you saw a few of them late in this race. What was going through your mind rolling up to these restarts, knowing that if you didn't get the jump you needed to, Dalton Stevenson or any of those drivers back there behind you would love to try to jump up and maybe throw the big slide job on you to try to steal this win away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was kind of running the slider line for the first lap after a caution, trying to protect that bottom just in case they did get a good start. But um, unfortunately, we were able to hit almost every restart except for the one and clean sailing out in front. So starting up front helped again. So
Absolutely picking up the first heat win of the day and starting in that pole position as you just drive it home and put her down here in victory lane. PJ, who would you like to thank for another great run and another strong performance here this evening?
I got to thank Bite Motorsports, Tommy Bush, Joseph Brooks, my dad, Pacer Popham, all my sponsors, Pacer Sign and Design, DM Race Engines, Upfront Bodies, Falls Casino, Elysian Salon, Realtor Dusty Popham, Knoll Transport, my fiance Katie. Thank you for doing the broadcast, the fans for watching, and Warren for putting on the show.
Absolutely, brother. Well, PJ, we got one more race to go here this evening. Hopefully, we'll see you right back up here on the broadcast booth and maybe right back up here in victory lane.
I hope so.
Beauty, have fun and enjoy your race.
You too. Thank you, Aaron.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, PJ Popham. Is Popham coming home here with the win here in the UMP Modifieds as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver here, Dalton Stevenson. Dalton coming home in position number 2. A great run and a great drive out of the 79 ride as he parks it up here on the podium. We're going to pull Dalton up for his post-race interview. Hey, Dalton, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Dalton, man, a great run and a great race here for you. We saw you get tied up in one big wreck out there on the racetrack. We saw the 77 rider Warren Samoy drive right over the top of you there. Did that affect the car throughout the evening as we saw that you didn't come down pit side, you didn't get the repairs there to the car? Did that affect your car throughout this race? Because it still looked very, very fast, obviously driving up into position number 2 shortly after that, but then being able to just hang there and, really not make up ground on the 2 ride, but you're able to hang right there with them and really not let them run away too far with this one.
Yeah, it did make my car a little looser. Had to give it a little bit more wheel, but yeah, I just felt like the car was fine after that, so I just kept it out there, and yeah, it was a good little ride.
Absolutely. Well, it stays together. Everything works out here for you. Unfortunately, one spot shy of the checkered flag, one spot shy where you'd like to be, but you got to be pretty happy with, a good salvage of this race, which could have been a lot worse there with that big wreck. And obviously, so many great talented drivers still stacked up back there behind you, trying to work themselves up into that second position, but you're able to jump up there, grab that spot quickly in this race, and then you never look back as you stayed right there in position number 2, just trying to hunt down that 2 ride all evening long, waiting for a mistake, waiting for a slip up, or maybe contact with lap traffic there at a PJ Popham.
Yeah, he had some great runs, some great restarts. Didn't give some really great restarts, but starting up there helped a lot. Starting 5th was kind of what made or break my night. But yeah.
Absolutely a great run and a great race here for you as you park that 79 right up here on the front straightaway for another podium finish here and another good run here in the Montana iRacing League. Who would you like to thank for such a great drive and a great finish here this evening at Limaland Motorsports Park?
I'd like to thank Montana Honda and Marine, Billings Precast, 406 DTF Transfers, Montana Real Estate Brokers, Muya, Highsmith Construction, Johnson Construction, Kane Construction, Polly Kovash, and Dave's Electric.
Beauty, well, Dalton, a great run and a great drive here for you in this one as you park that 79 right up here in position number 2. You're going to get one more opportunity here this evening to try to pick up a checkered flag as we got the Dirt Street Stocks coming up next. Hopefully we'll see you right back out there, right back at the front of the field, and maybe with a little bit of luck and a little good opportunity out there on the racetrack, we'll see that 79 ride up here in the broadcast booth again this evening, and maybe one spot better up in Victory Lane.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Did some testing and some tuning earlier on some setups for the street stock, so I guess we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to it. Good luck and have fun out there on the racetrack.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher here in the UMP Modifieds. Dalton Stevenson is Dalton coming home here in position number 2. A great run in a great race out of that 79 ride is unfortunately our third place finisher here, the 37 rider Joey Price. Joey fortunately does not have Discord, so we can't get Joey up into the broadcast booth, but a great run and a great drive here for that 37 ride. Able to work himself up into that third position here late in the race and parking himself up on the podium. Gonna feel pretty good about that one as Joey coming home in position number 3 here this evening. Congratulations to him on a great run and a great drive out of that 79 ride as we're going to get ready to unfortunately call it an evening here with that note as we'll get ready for our second race, our second broadcast of the evening as we're going to end this broadcast there. We're going to get ready to go back live here in just a little bit with the Dirt Street Stocks as that race will get underway in probably about 20 minutes from now. We'll be back live again with our second broadcast of the evening here, our second race of the night with the Montana iRacing League as you'll see all these drivers back in action in the Dirt Street Stocks right back here at Limaland Motorsports Park for another wild evening of racing action, and it's going to be a great time. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. As Joe says, when's the shirtless stream? Oh gosh, brother, listen, that's gotta be OnlyFans content, brother. I can't be putting that out on Facebook. I'll get banned or something, you know. People can't handle that too much, you know. They can't handle too much of that. The chat will just be full of women, you know, looking at my chest pubes and everything else. You know, you can't have that. We can't have that up here. It's all about racing. It's for the boys and racing, okay? Not the girls staring at me, you know, with my shirt off. You know, you can't have that. You can't have that. Plus, I mean, who doesn't want to be looking at my amazing Raging Cajun Jason Johnson sweater, you know? Rest in peace, Jason Johnson. It's beautiful, beautiful sweater. I love this sweater. 5,000 stars says do it. Oh my gosh. Maybe. It would have to be a late night stream, probably kind of drunk. It would have to be a night when, like, I don't have to go into the shop in the morning. So, like, Sunday night or like Monday night, something like that maybe. Not tonight or not tomorrow night because it would have to be late. I'd have to be probably playing Call of Duty or something. I don't think I want to put that in tied in with iRacing, right? We kind of want to keep those two separate. You know, the messed up weird streams, we'll try to keep those a little bit separate from jumping out there with everything else. I don't know where Cody Blix is. Cody Blix told me last week when I took my shirt off that he was going to send 5,000 stars. I don't know where the Cody is, but you better get in here. I do see my boy Cody Horton, though, up in the chat, coming in with that heart reaction there a few moments ago, coming in showing the big love. I appreciate you, Cody. And PJ Popham coming in with that like on the broadcast as well. Congratulations again there, PJ, picking up the win here this evening. As Joseph says, I'm a message him. BS, laughing loud. I know, right? I know. He's just disappeared now. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. You guys have sent way too many stars throughout the month, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys showing all the love here all month long, man. it's absolutely insane. And listen, if that's what makes you guys happy, is me taking my shirt off for a couple seconds late night on a stream, I mean, I can do that. I can do that for certain. But listen, we're gonna end this broadcast here. We're gonna get ready for our second race of the evening in just a little bit. So keep your eye out for that live notification of our second race of the evening getting underway. Peace out for now, baby, and we'll see you guys back here in probably about 20 minutes from now. We'll be back live with the Dirt Street Stocks here from Limaland Motorsport Park.